Strive Coaching Studio, guiding business leaders to meet the highest version of themselves. And now, here's Michelle, certified coach and founder of Strive Coaching Studio.
Hey, everybody. Hopefully this headline got your attention. It's December. And you know what that means? Everybody's thinking about their 2021 New Year's resolutions. I'm sure many of you, like me, are still gathering up your accomplishments or lack thereof from 2020. I mean, we can't deny that we've been in an unusual time, and it presents different approaches and challenges as we plan and create our goals for 2021. I've honestly never been one for resolutions, so to speak, as much as goal setting, more specifically all the time, but I'm definitely a planner and a goal setter, and I have lots of ideas. So by that definition, I have ongoing resolutions. The new year just represents the ending of a measurement period and the beginning of a new measurement period. But the fact is, we can measure our accomplishments and our successes in so many ways, and time is just one of them, making the new year fresh on everybody's minds. It's time to begin focusing on it again, so it's the perfect timing to discuss what I really want to focus on today. We have people around us in our lives every day, and we have social media friends and followers that we watch every day. Many of them have had huge successes in real life, and many of them have had many, many failures that we will never hear or see about on social media or possibly even in our day-to-day world. Most of us don't spend a lot of time talking about our failures. I've had several conversations over the past year with friends, colleagues, and peers regarding my own transition and the startup of something new. And something seems to jump out at me fairly consistently. And I'm guessing maybe lots of us think this or wonder about this. So now's the time to talk about that. I just want to tell you that there are definitely no unicorns on this planet. Many times we think there are. Social media, celebrities, fame and fortune from many aspects might tell us that there are, but the truth is there are not. Now, I completely recognize that we all have our own beautiful, unique, and special superpowers. We all have talents and skills and wonderful gifts and abilities. And we all have very different backgrounds and experiences and education levels, different economic level backgrounds, different cultural upbringing, and different religions. We're all very different from one another that way. But as humans, we are mostly all designed with the same equipment and the same operating system of the human brain. It is by far the most powerfully developed operating system as far as man is aware on planet Earth or anyone else, as of right now, as far as we know. So unless and until we hear otherwise, you have it, I have it, every single person around you has it. Your kids have it. And your kids have the same one as everyone else's kids have. And this is such good news for all of us. I have a very good friend of mine who has been extremely successful. I'm so proud of her. She started a brand new business in an industry that she was entirely unfamiliar with. She had to leave her corporate career, not had to, she chose to leave her corporate career in order to totally reinvent herself in a new chapter. And it's been the most amazing experience and success that she could have ever imagined. Now, it's true, she is an incredibly driven, committed, resourceful, and perseverant woman. And I was talking to one of our other girlfriends about her the other day and her successes and all the accomplishments that she's experienced. And my other girlfriend made the comment, well, she's just very special. She's really unique. She's amazing. And I totally agreed with her in that moment because that is true. And I was also really taken aback by the statement and honestly had never had anyone say that to me before in that way. I didn't know how to reply in the moment. On one hand, I agree with her. This person is very unique and special, and it definitely contributed to why she is where she is today. And then I thought to myself, I wonder why my friend doesn't feel that she's the same as her. Was she saying that she couldn't do the same things or that most people couldn't? So I felt a lot of compassion for her in that moment. And in the end, my mind was spinning around and I didn't say anything more about it at all. And over the past year, as I was sharing my own future plans and what I wanted to create with others around me, I had so many great comments from those around me and who especially who know me very well. Most of them gave me feedback along the lines of, well, you always do big things, or when you do something, you go all in. And you wouldn't know what to do with yourself if you weren't creating something new and putting all of your passion into it. And those statements are true. I would never disagree with any of those points. But it really threw me off because I believe everyone else is too. I don't think I'm any more special. I don't think I'm more unique, not any more than anyone else is from another anyway. I live my life in belief that everyone is. Everyone can accomplish things, even big things if they so choose. Everyone can go anywhere they want to go. Everyone is and can be amazing. I mean you. I'm talking to you right now. No matter where you are in life right now, you can go. We all can go. I've had others say that people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett are superhuman or freaks of nature, fearless. Well, I don't know them, but I'm pretty sure science would back me up that they have all the same human parts as the rest of us do. Now, again, does that mean we all could have created Tesla or Microsoft or the empire that Warren Buffett has built with Berkshire Hathaway? Not necessarily, particularly if you don't want to do that. So that's not what I'm suggesting. And I have personally no interest or passion for technology or car engines anyway. Those are definitely not my gifts. But making their accomplishments and successes a comparison to ourselves and ultimately an excuse not to pursue our own gifts denies us so much in our own lives. Believing or telling ourselves that the only reason they are where they are is because they're superhuman or fearless allows us to let ourselves off the hook of everything and anything that our fearful human brains wants to protect us from risking. And it doesn't give them or others like them the credibility they deserve for having done the hard things to get there. They are not fearless. They had to deal with, face, and learn how to manage their fears. They had to be willing. They failed more times than they ever succeeded. We just didn't hear about those times. They lost a lot. They were overwhelmed and stressed and worried. They had roadblocks and challenges and were required to put themselves out there in ways they never had. But guess what? They just didn't care. They decided they were willing to fear, willing to feel rejection, for someone to say no to them or tell them they're crazy. They were willing to fall on their faces, willing to feel what it feels like to fall, and willing to get back up while feeling that way and face it again. No, most don't talk about falling on their faces. Why? I'll tell you why. Because once you get there, it doesn't matter anyway. They aren't even thinking about it anymore because they're too busy celebrating getting there and working on the next thing. Back to falling on their faces again. The secret is that they believe in what they want to do so seriously that they are willing. They know that being willing to feel fear, embarrassment, criticism, rejection doesn't really hurt. Not so much that they can't withstand it and live through it. No negative feeling or experience matters as much as getting there. The worst that can happen is what? Do you think any of them look back and care whether someone laughed at them once upon a time? They don't. Scary things like putting themselves out there, risking failure, public speaking, learning something new, they don't care once they've made it. You won't either. That is the secret. I'm just not going to accept that as my excuse. And I want to invite you not to let it be an excuse for you either. What's the worst that can happen? And can you handle it? Is it the feeling of embarrassment really stronger than your will to getting where you want to go? Once I put it that way for myself, the answer becomes so obvious for me. Tony Robbins says, there's always a way if you're committed, and I couldn't agree more. Now, I did not have the level of quality of education that many successful people have had. I have not had the financial and economic abilities that many have had. I've never had connections to money, influence, or power when I was on my path toward success. So many successful people in our world have had similar backgrounds and even less available to them in many cases. So, what is your excuse for not becoming, for not learning, for not growing? Ask yourself the question and then decide whether you like your answer. Now, listen, not everyone needs to be a rocket scientist or a business owner or a manager. You don't need to be an inventor or a pro athlete or a Nobel Prize winner. But what about learning that new language you've always said you'd learn? What about playing the guitar or the piano? What about traveling somewhere you've always wanted to visit? What about finding your match and your future spouse? A promotion at work or just developing a new skill at work? Losing 10 pounds, losing 100 pounds, running for mayor of your town, running a marathon, a half marathon, a 5K, whatever. I've always had a bucket list of goals and I've checked so many things off of it and I keep adding more. And the main reason for goal setting and for dreaming has nothing to do with being happier or thinking that somehow life will be or feel better because you accomplished it. You don't need to be unhappy or dissatisfied to want to accomplish or grow. In fact, those are the wrong reasons for doing it. Get happy and satisfied first so that you can accomplish anything you want for all the right and best reasons. I spend a lot of time considering all of the things I already have in my life that I'm so grateful for having whenever I'm considering new ideas I want to achieve. For example, I'm really grateful for high quality drinking water. I don't need to buy bottled water or drink yuck water. Not everyone has the luxury of turning on their faucet, filling up a glass and drinking it unfiltered. I can, I do. I'm super grateful for that. I'm also really grateful for my physical therapist. Anyone who knows me knows that I have a major history of back trouble, surgeries, procedures, blah, blah, blah. 4 years ago, I had such chronic pain that I couldn't go for walks, throw or kick a ball, sweep, stand. I couldn't sleep. Really was debilitating to me. Since then, I've had a variety of different medical professionals who've changed my life for me, and I'm grateful for that. Many people don't have that. When you can make decisions and make goals from a place of abundance and gratefulness for all of the things that you have, it's so key and important. So the process you take your mind through toward accomplishing things, overcoming and facing obstacles, learning and being willing to fail, it builds strength in so many ways. The process itself just evolves us into stronger, wiser, more mature human beings. We get to be an example to ourselves and to those around us. We get to live our lives fully and stay present with ourselves in doing so. We get to prove to ourselves just how great we always were, but we never knew it. Maya Angelou says, success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. My message to you is this. If you want to suggest that others are special, unique, amazing, and can do big things, then consider also believing that you are and can too. What are the things you want to do or become or learn? What are your goals? What would you love to be able to say you've done in your wildest imagination 1 year from now? As you've heard me say before, your brain wants to work for you. When you give it something to work toward, it will. Put that advanced operating system to work for you for big and good things. So stop making excuses. There are no unicorns. Let's identify something. Write it down. Then ask yourself these questions. Why do you want to accomplish that? Even if you don't know how, can you begin to believe it's possible? What are the obstacles that would prevent it from happening? How will that feel? How will you handle it? Can you go in expecting that you'll need to face that and prepare to accept it ahead of time? How could you possibly create that goal? Being busy isn't necessarily productive with a direction. So many people stay so busy in a day. They have to-do lists, they get pulled in directions, they run an address, this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, you might have been very busy and you may have gotten a lot of things done, but did they get you closer to where you wanted to go? So what would the experience of accomplishing your goal be like? Referencing your future self who accomplished the goal will be so powerful for you as you work toward it. What is your fuel that powers you? Your why, your passion, your motivation. What fuels you? What are the things you need to do in order to get there? Make a list of all the things to get started or that you know would need to happen. What were the things that you did yesterday? How did you spend your day? How much time were you on social media or just on your phone or binging Netflix or online shopping? We all do it. We all fall into that. It's just good to know and take an accounting of things to see where you have more time available to you than you think. How would you spend your time differently if your brain wanted to go to work toward your goal? How would your life be different when you accomplish it? So are you willing to start living toward it now? Will you begin and stick to it every day? Let's explore all of that. You are your only competition. Who were you last year, a decade ago, yesterday? Who will you be tomorrow, 1 year from now, or a decade from now? The answer is that you were amazing, you are amazing, and you will continue to be amazing. So no more excuses. I'm not buying them, and even you aren't buying them anymore. No exceptions, no workarounds, no story that you tell yourself and anyone who will listen about why you couldn't live up to your own word to yourself today. You know what I mean. Trust me, I've found myself guilty of it too. I've done it, I've been there, we all have. That's why we aren't going to buy it anymore. But seriously, this is a gift you can give yourself, your life. You deserve this gift from you as much or more than anyone else in your life. The person you become in your future will be forever grateful to you for these gifts. You owe it to yourself to live up to your own expectations, to have your own back, to give yourself the best and most loving gifts that you're capable of giving. There will be hard days. There will be times when you just don't want to, because it's raining, because it's sunny, because you're busy, because you're relaxing, because you deserve it, because you had a bad day, because you had a great day, and so on and so on and so on. We all know what they are, and we all do it. Just go into it knowing that, and then decide what you'll do when it happens, and what you'll do after it happens, and what you'll do when you overcome it successfully and manage through it without giving in. Will you celebrate those times? When you manage through it, tell yourself no and stay focused on the bigger prize. That is the ultimate gift you can give yourself. Celebrate that. It is the season of giving. So let's start with you. And if you insist that there are unicorns, then just go ahead and be one. If you're still listening to me, even after I have just challenged you, you probably think it's because you know I believe in you, and that's true. But the real reason you're still listening is actually because my belief in you makes you believe in yourself. That's why you're still listening to this message. So thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for continuing to believe in yourself. Now let's build a plan, your best new year yet. Are you in?
Are you ready for more and to take your business to the next level? Visit us on strivecoachingstudio.com to sign up for more.